up. Didn't I say shut up? Bet that rooster will think twice before crowing tomorrow morning. Coffee's ready, guys. Let's start the show. Good morning, my lovelies. TGIF. How is everybody this morning? I hope you're all good. Let's see who's come to hang out this morning. Hello, Liam. I've been too tired to streak. Sorry. I'll make it up to you. How are you this morning, sweetie? Good morning, Pinky. Hello, hello. Good morning, Sage. You guys got your coffee? I got mine. Good Lord, I need it too this morning. Dragging ass a little bit. Good morning, Janice. How are you? Good morning, good morning. The lovely Sky. How are you doing today, sweetie? I hope a lot better. And thank you so much. Let's give her a thank you for that gifted. And hopefully Hair Force is around to say thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate the support. I really do. Summertime's rough on the channel, so we suffer a little bit. So all the support is greatly appreciated. Good morning, Tardis. How are you? Hello, Sir Pomp. Hello, hello. Hi, everyone. Feeling sorry for myself today. So if I don't interact, we all go through those moments, Pomp. Sending virtual hugs. Come on, chipper up. We're here to chat, laugh, and have some coffee. Girly, good morning. How are you? Let's see who else is lurking down on it. Pam, there she is. Pam, was looking for you. There she is. Let's see. Sky, one person guaranteed to put a smile on my face, usually because I have no fucking clue what you're talking about. She keeps us on our toes, Pomp. She keeps us on our toes. Gotta love it. Good morning, Miss Betty. Hello, how are you? Good morning. Oh, thank you, Pomp. Clutch. Yeah, I don't know. Let's thank you to Pomp. Yee-hoo! That was for Pomp. And Womble, welcome in. Womble gave me homework, guys. Oh, I'll be busy today. Who would have thought that being on the radio was going to be so much work? I have to redo the studio. I have to dig up a monitor and a cable, and good Lord, it's going to have me searching all over. I'm going to have to probably order the cable because I don't know if I've got an extra floating around the house. But yeah, I'll be redoing the studio. Homework. Oh, man. Like I don't have enough craziness to do. So welcome in, everybody. And welcome to the lurkers as well. Come on, say hello. And let's put that chat on the screen. Kapow. Oh, there it is. So how's everybody doing today? It's Friday. We've made it in one piece. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Sometimes I don't know. I don't know how we make it, but we do. Every day's a new challenge. Oh, and the coffee's good this morning. It's French vanilla this morning. Ooh la la. Little French for the morning. Sky punchline is that don't cry. It's only a joke. Not exactly. That's right, Pomp. You're better than that. So just pick yourself up. Whatever's making you feel low, say screw it. Put a smile on that face and meet the day with a new attitude. I know sometimes it's hard. I've been down the last few days myself, and I just say, okay, suck it up, buttercup. It's just, something else that, just going to try to keep knocking you down. We just got to keep moving forward. Womble has instant coffee with honey. Oh. A good cup of coffee makes it better. Yes, especially when you're just like not ready to wake up. And I was up late last night. I spent forever in the studio doing a recording for Womble, and I hated it. Too many issues, too much going on. I have I only have one monitor and one computer, and I use a sound bar for the sound, and it was just, oh my God, something that should have only took me an hour. It was like 3-4 hours because I had to edit it because I hated the ending. I just hated it. So, I'm not good with recordings. I'm good live. So now I'm going to have to hook up other stuff to try to make it easier. It's a big pain in the ass when you're trying to do music and commentary and you're switching to 5 different screens or tabs to make it work. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Laura, I thought we established yesterday that you and Julianne didn't do vanilla, or was that a different vanilla? French vanilla coffee. And if you're talking about the other vanilla, no, I do vanilla. Julie does chocolate. Have your husband be your audience. And it's just, I'm used to interacting with an audience. And live, I just fly by the seat of my pants. You know what it is? And when I do a recording, I don't know, I go into a panic, like, oh God, I'm gonna F this up. And I want it to get out there, but then it's just like I become tongue-tied. I don't know. It's really strange. It should be, you think it would be easier. But yeah, practice makes perfect. Run over, throws arms around, pump. Oh, Pam sending hugs. I'm just good at live programming. And I just go with it. Or I feel like I've got, like pressure. Oh my God, I'm doing a recording. It's got to be right. I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird. Good morning, OT. Welcome in. Good to see you here. Welcome to the Brew Crew. Put a webcam up and talk it to yourself. Well, yeah, that's what I pretty much do. But I still know it's a recording, and I'm like, oh God, I'm screwing this up. And then I found I was having a buzz sound, and Womble and I thought it was microphone issue or some kind of interference. It's fans. I have 3 fans in the studio because it gets hotter than the dickens in here. And so if I don't have the fans, I'm going to be like a melted puddle of goo. So when I do the recording, I'm going to have to shut the fans off. So that solved that problem, which also solves another problem because then I don't have to worry about background music to cover up the buzz. So see, I'm catching on. And this radio thing is new to me, so I'm going to learn. It's good to see a new face in here this morning. So fantastic. So yeah, it's supposed to be halfway decent today. And I have a ton of stuff to do outside, but like I said, Mom gave me homework. So I'm going to get to it. And then I'm going to go to bed. And then I'm going to get up. And then I'm going to get ready for work. So I'm going to get to it. And then 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 I'm going to be stripping down the studio, switching furniture around. I got to go find, I think my dad's got a TV, flat screen TV he's not using. I mean, he's got like 3 or 4 of them. So I'm gonna snatch one of those, and I'll have to wait because I don't have the money right now to order the cable, but I've already got it in my shopping cart, so I'll be able to order the HDMI cable within a few days. And then I'm going to need a splitter because I'm going to have to split it off the computer because the computer only has so many ports. It's just all this technical stuff. It shouldn't be this hard. Good morning, lovely Cheza. Love seeing Cheza. How are you today? Oh, you get your shirt on the 31st. Yay. Oh, I'm so glad that you ordered a shirt. They're so fun. I'm still coming up with ideas with the camel. So, for our hump day Wednesday. So I have so much going on. I think my brain's going to explode. That's what's going to happen. My brain's going to explode because of overload. I have to go find a place to hide maybe for a little while. So if you hear any noises in the barn, Leanne, it's probably me just, hiding out there amongst the turkeys. I'll blend in. I could do a pretty decent turkey impersonation. Come on. Good morning, Ridge. Welcome in. Welcome to the Root Crew. You should do socks with camels on them. Yeah, I know. I love making up the merch. It's so fun. And I'm so appreciative when somebody does purchase something because it's just really cool. Good morning, Alexis. How are you? What's up? I was just bitching on how Womble gave me homework to do. I've got to set up stuff to do radio recordings, and so now I got to redo the studio. So that's going to be an all-day adventure, or maybe 2 days adventure. I have a lot of crap in here I got to move around. Because you can remember half of the side of the table that I work from is the crafting section for the minis for Sunday. And then I've got the computer desk on the other side. So now I'm going to have to move the computer desk, open up the craft table full length, which is a 6-foot table, and then set everything. I'm going to have to take everything apart. I'm going to have to set it all back up. I'm going to have to get rid of a couple of things. So yeah, and then just figure it all out. And then, I don't know, maybe I'll be able to solve some of the connection problems that I've got here. It's hard when you work on a small budget and you got to work with just bare essentials. And I mean, I'm not, computer illiterate, but I'm not high tech either. So I figure it out as I go. If you're naughty and you don't do your homework, you'll go stand in the corner. Oh, see, I'm already getting in trouble. I'll have to take photos of the before and after of this hot mess. And then, battle with the dog because she'll always be underfoot trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing. So she's going to get in the way. The corner belongs to me, Womble. All four, depending on what I've done. Oh, Pop's got dibs. He's got a plaque on a plaque on each corner section dedicated to him, depending on what he's done. Oh, I'm good to hear that you're doing better, Sky. Poor Sky's had such health issues. We're going to put her in a plastic bubble. I'm pretty much self-taught too, Womble. Yeah, I just jump in with both feet. What I can't figure out, I look it up, and I just go from there. Like I said, last night was actually a nightmare. I was trying to figure out how to make it simpler for me to do the recording and not have to use so much crap to get the end result. And then I did editing last night, guys. Be proud of me, because I don't edit anything. So I opened up CapCut and I did it. I was like, oh my God, I don't believe I actually did this. And so I'm getting better with that too. And it's what I was talking with Bill last night. I said, all you editing people got to screw loose. All that editing stuff. I like it raw and just, film it, put it out there, and that's it. Less is better as far as I'm concerned. Oh, Womble, why are you bothering Laura? We are made at you. No, he's trying to make me a radio star. It's a cool new adventure, Excuse me. Excuse me. Good God. Here we go again. I use Neurowave Editor for radio or audio. Well, the CapCut was easy. I was using DaVinci, and which I wasn't very good at. Thank you, Pinky. She's proud of me. Thank you. And I used the last time I tried to do the audio on the DaVinci, it screwed up my complete system. Everything just went squirrely on me. Freezing up, nothing working. I couldn't, oh my God. Ugh. So I tried 3 times. I mean, didn't work. I got pissed off. I uninstalled it. I said, that's it. DaVinci can kiss my what. I'm not dealing with it. Let's see. Mom always said she was grateful rooms for 4 corners because 3 of them always had kids in them. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Good morning, Sarah B. How are you? Alex, I'm going to help Laura become even more famous. Oh, I'm not famous. But I think it's cool to be on the radio. That's so cool. Oh, who didn't want to be a DJ when they were growing up? When you used to, play make-believe as a kid, I used to do that, pretend I was a DJ. So, hey, see, maybe that was a foresight in the future. It's best not end up radio killed our video star. No, I'm still going to be here. It's just going to be more work now. Like I don't have enough to do. I have to keep myself busy so I don't realize how crappy everything is around me. I just can't save everything. So there might be some losses in the future. And there's nothing I can do about it. It's just, just nothing I can do about it. I don't make enough to save the world. So, or in my own world anyway. So I'm just going to roll with it. We never got put in the corner. We got slapped or a belt, depending on what we had. Yeah, I never got put in timeout either, but I never got slapped either. I got yelled at and then I got grounded. And boy, my father was serious when he grounded. I remember one time I talked back to my mother and no joke, guys, I was grounded for the whole summer. And my father cleaned out my room. He took out my TV and and no phone calls, no friends. I read a lot of books that summer. Good morning, Ace. Welcome in. Great live yesterday, Ace. Ace is celebrating 13K subscribers, which is awesome sauce. We all aspire to be that famous, Ace. I'm trying to get to that 2,000 mark. It's always such a long road. Good morning, Big Stu. I need to make a quick run to Whole Foods, but I'll be back in a few. Okay, pick us up a couple of things. Something fruity. Something fruity and delicious. Yes, Ace had a great live, and just congratulations again, Ace. 13K is a big deal. Let's see, Laura, at least you only have 1 hour show. I do 16 hours live and about 30 hours a week doing background stuff that no one knows about. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. There's no way I could do that because, like I said, I do this, the 3 days a week in the morning, the Wednesday night show, and then the Sunday night show with the minis. And then I have a lot of research and stuff to do for the magazine, which I need to get my butt moving on. I'm behind. Go figure, right? And now I'm going to squeeze in radio stuff. So yeah, there's just no more. There's no more time. Nobody will ever see me because my father's been asking me for the last couple of days, where the hell you been? I said, oh, Dad, I'm stuck in the studio. I said, I had enough time to scrape together meatballs and sauce for dinner. You want some? Let's see. Today in Beard is a banana. Oh, banana. Oh. I'm not even going to comment on that, Stu, because, yeah, no, it's fresh. I'm not going to say it. So we'll just, we'll let you think of something on your own. And I sit in about 10 of these lives a week, too. Yeah, that's what happens when you're the manager. Big responsibility, Womble. That's the way it goes. Pam didn't get the last word. But I wonder if a little more discipline would have been a good idea. Yeah, I actually only I think I got hit twice in growing up. That was it. Once I ticked my mother off because I don't know I don't remember what the hell the argument was. I was young, and she was making the bed in her bedroom, and I was, arguing with her about something, and she just got mad at me, and then she proceeded to smack me around with a pillow. And the pillow busted open, and then there was feathers all over the room. So we both bursted out laughing. So that was the one time that my mother hit me, and that was it. And then I was in a bad mood. I remember I was a teenager, and I mouthed off to, I think it was my sister. And I said I was going to smack her. And my father goes, who's going to do the smacking? As I heard him stomping up the stairs. And my father smacked me. And that was it. That was the only time. Checks are done. Coffee consumed. Now I can fall asleep in my chair. No falling asleep in the chair. We didn't have a TV or anything fancy to be considered growing up. Most debated thing was our light globe we couldn't use. Our homework as excuses for not washing dishes. No, I had like a little TV in my room, and I had a stereo system in my room. My bedroom was like my own little sanctuary, and yep, I lipped off, and my father cleaned it out. Only thing left was a shelf with books. So made a mental note of that. Don't mouth off, because you lose all your shit. My father always said, well, I raised my son the same way. There's a line you just don't cross. And I knew that I crossed the line that day. And so there's a punishment for that, and it wasn't a physical thing. Like I said, I was grounded for the summer because my father was pretty, strict about that stuff. And it didn't actually last the whole summer, but it lasted a long time. And so let's see, my dad was angry. Oh, it jumped on me. Let's see, Laura, I'm not even meaning being hit, but learning respect for your elders and the law, etc. Oh, yeah, I was always the one that was, I was a good girl because I didn't want to get in trouble. Because every time I tried to sneak something, my father busted me. And he'd say, "What do you think? I'm stupid? I did all that when I was a kid." And I'm like, yeah, I always got caught. So. My dad was always angry, so it did not take much to get a wallop in our house. Yeah, no, it was twice. Once my mother, I got the pillow beating, which was the biggest joke for years, because all they did was make more work for her because then she had to clean up all the feathers. And I'm just standing there laughing. I was like 15 and I slammed my bedroom door, and then my stepdad took the door off the hinges. I had no door for a whole year. My niece used to do that. And I remember one time I was in a bad mood and she was in a bad mood because she lived downstairs. And we were bitching about something and she slammed the door, and boy, I went right in after her. I says, "You do that one more time, because I hate that when the kids slam doors." I says, "You'll be sorry." She didn't do it again. TV didn't get to Oz till 56. Two statements stand out. Wait till your father gets home and shut up crying, or I'll give you something to cry about. Yeah. I think everybody's heard that stuff. I've been awake since 2 a.m. No, really? Oh, okay. You take a nap. Curl up with the kitty and take a nap. I received a few spankings in my time for the most part, but I didn't get in trouble. So I didn't. Yeah. You know what it is it wasn't, my punishment would be chores, well, you're going to do this, your punishment is you're going to have to, cut the grass, or, help me, do some kind of stuff. And I'd be like, oh crap. And my son, he got two spankings in his whole life. And it was, on his bum, it didn't smack him around or anything. He got, that's what the bum's for. It's padded enough so it could take a couple of wallops. And it wasn't, no big deal. I think getting in trouble is part of learning. Yeah. My parents never spanked me, or my brother never, thank God, seriously. Yeah, it was, you get a couple of swats on the butt cheeks and then you're sent to your room. But most of the time, yeah, my son, if he did, I'm very lucky. My son was a very good kid. Never got in trouble. But when he did step out of line, yeah, he was sent to his room or something was taken away. For punishment, like the gaming system or whatever, But the two times that, he did get a smack, it was because of something pretty serious. And I think it was a justified reason. In a world when putting your children on timeout has become abuse. Well, it's not. No, it's just ridiculous. Well, see, the thing is, they want you to be friends with your children instead of parents. My kid has enough friends. I'm his parent. And it is, my job to make him a decent human being, in society and to make it through life. And life lessons are hard. We've all been through it. My dad was 6'6", semi-pro wrestler, but I was more scared of my mom, who was only 4'11". That's right, because mom's serious. And Dynamite ever knew she blew. This one is my. It's funny because same thing with my son. My husband would say something, my son would chuckle and this and that. Now, if I raised my voice, I'd say, "All right, that's enough." My son knew I was serious, and he'd go to his room. Even now, he's 35, and I go, "That's enough." Always listen to mom. I had to do chores and got hit. Oh, no, that's not fair. Did you ever have one of your parents leaning over the front seat to swing your arm and try to get one of the kids, just hoping they'd smack one of you while I see people do that? Or you get the parent that, the kids in the back. And then, of course, this was when they didn't have to wear seatbelts in my day. And the father, he would say, "Oh, you're going to act," and he'd slam on the brakes, and the kid would smack their head in the back of the seat. And then they'd yell, "Now sit back." You just cause your kid some head trauma, and then you yell at them. I'm going to thrash the living daylights out of you when I get home. I got that loud. Gee, Sky, you won't be able to sit down for a week. She lied. I could always sit in and out. I think one of the funniest things was my aunt was a single parent. And when my cousin was in school, one of the projects in woodshop was he made this. It was like a paddle, and it was all carved and everything, and had his name on it. And she hung it in the kitchen, and it was a nice thing for the kitchen. And then the thing was that every time that he would act out of sorts, that's what she would go to grab and threaten to smack him on the ass with. She never hit him, but he'd be like, "Oh," and he'd run. So here his art project turned into a paddle. My eldest son used to punch the wall when he got angry. I used to laugh and say, "What do you think the wall's going to do? Start crying? The only person you're hurting is you." That's right. Breaking your hand. That's right. Actually, when my son was still living, there's just once where he got, and this was, oh my God, late 20s, I have to say. And he got upset about something that was happening here. And yeah, he just come right upstairs and punched a hole right through his bedroom door. I was like, "Oh God," and yeah, my son blew a hole right through that door like it wasn't even there. And it takes a lot to get my son upset because he's very laid back, a very easy going guy. And yeah, but when he's angry, he's angry. We always had a lot of chores. We did have capital punishment, but was few and far between. My parents were pretty easy going. Yeah, I don't find anything wrong with giving a kid a swat on the bottom. Nobody's saying beat the hell out of them, but you give them a couple of taps, letting them know you're serious. What you did was wrong, and there's a punishment for that. I'd rather have them, suffer a swat on the ass when they're little, and then instead of growing up and then ending up in prison. They've got to be taught what's right or wrong. We all survived a couple of smacks on the bottom. The worst was my sister. She was 7 years old. The knee, and hated me. She hit me every day. Oh no, you should have bit her. Biting was big back then. But I also think it made a point of negative consequences and bad decisions. It taught you pretty quick. Yep. But that's why kids are so terrible and disrespectful to teachers' authority, and they don't learn anything. Exactly. I'm telling you, when we were kids, if you said something and mouthed off to the teacher, boy, you were in deep shit. I remember kids going to the principal's office, and back then they spanked kids in school. And I remember seeing like 4 boys with their hands up on the wall, and the principal went by, and they each got a smack with a paddle, which was like a 2x4. And I'm thinking, oh, I ain't getting in trouble. I don't want to get hit with that. Yeah. Nowadays, I remember one time an old boss of mine went to go pick up his daughter at school. And there was this kid, and it was about, I don't know, the kid was about 6 foot tall or so. It was a big kid fighting with the teacher. And of course, the teachers aren't allowed to touch the kids. And so the kid knocked the teacher down. Well, my old boss went over, grabbed the kid, picked him up, and threw him on the ground. And the kid goes, "You can't effing touch me." And my boss goes, "I don't work here. I could do what I want." My boss was horrified. This is the things that the kids do now. They're beating up the teachers, and they're doing it's crazy. Now, if you spank your kids, they say it's abuse. Yeah, well, you know what? Or you get the kids that find out this information and they say, "Well, you don't hit me, I'll call the cops on you." And that's when I'd say, "Well, you better call an ambulance too, because by the time they get here, you're going to need one." Little shit. To beat me to death when I was 10. She affected grandson an hour I'm drowning her in the bath. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Poor Sky. Boy, mom had some problems. Exactly, girly. They know there's no consequences. That's what it is. No consequences. Bullshit. It's my job to make my kids into adults I would want for friends. Exactly. That's exactly what our job is. And they're trying to take that away. Oh, do the timeout. Sit down and talk. No, yeah, you sit down and you talk with your kid, but you also got to let them know there are consequences to everything that you do. And that's why the kids, they're such punks. Oh, they're punks. No respect for the elders whatsoever. Taking away wasn't working for me. I wasn't addicted to electronics, so I've been taking away so much social life. Plus, I was a reader, and they can't take books. Oh, no, my father would have cleaned it out. He would have left you in an empty room with a cot just to get his point across. Speaking of kids, I'm just waiting out a taxi for my youngest daughter. She's on her way up from Essex to visit, and I'll have to drive to train station to pick her up. Oh, nice. Gonna have a nice visit. I get caught up here. I'm like totally behind. Yes, you go to your room was an everyday thing, not a punishment. I do that anyway. I'll see. I was always out and about. Always out and about. I had friends like this. Well, we got to book an appointment with you. You're never home. I said, well, it's nice at home. I wasn't going to stay in the house. I didn't find out till my 30s that the reason why everyone had those giant fork and spoons on the walls because the woodshop projects in the 60s. Yeah, I know. The famous spoon and fork. Those nice squares inside the door, where the door locked. Oh, yeah. I'm glad my parents never figured out, but the real punishment would have been to go outside. Oh, now see, that's where my father would have said, okay, come on. And he'd make me go out and clean the shed or, cut the grass or, yeah. He'd make me do stuff outside. Along with my woodworking project, I'd have to stand there and hold the lumber while he was cutting it. And or if it was the wintertime, oh, God, shoveling the whole sidewalk, the whole driveway. Oh, my God, I hated it. When my kids were young, I just used to look over my glasses at them and they would stop whatever they're doing. Unlike my parents, I never smacked my kids. Good for you. Now there's just 2 times I had to give Joseph a little swat. Good morning, Kenny. How are you? God, where were you the other day? Because Pam had an awesome question about equipment and investigations. And you were I told her to contact you. You were the guy to ask that question to. How is Kenny doing? Our principal had a cricket bat. Yeah, that's what our principal. It was like a cricket bat. Yeah, it was. And those kids got one smack. That was it. And I'm thinking, oh no, that hurts. I don't want none of that. I remember getting in trouble at school. Some girls bit me, so I punched her in the face. And then they brought my mom to get me in the face. I didn't have to get bit at school. I had relatives that I hung out when I was little. They used to bite me. Alex, I figured out my kids. No worries. So Summers was outside, expected to get pumped. So the truth, I used mustard on my kids, and neighbors reported me to social services. See, people need to mind their business. Unless, your abuse is abuse. That's a difference between abuse and disciplining your children. Good morning, Alessio. See, I saw you. How is Alessio this morning? I'm going to scroll right on down, guys, so that I get caught up. Keg, hello. How are you? People took it too far. Chiller psychologist punished without direction. I did have a friend. She was dating a guy, and he used to, when her kids would get out of sorts, he would. I didn't. Oh God! I told him. I said if I caught him doing it again, I would turn them in. He would put rice on the floor in the corner and then make them kneel on it. And I said, "Excuse me, but that's abuse." I mean, fine, put them in a corner if you want, but yeah, kneeling on rice. But that's what his mother used to do to him. And I says, if I find out you're doing it again, I'm turning you in. A giant fork and spoon in the kitchen. I don't know what nanny's trying to church kids. That trunk. Yes, it's so exciting to see Kenny in here this morning. Of course, he probably left because I'm like way behind. Too busy running my yapper. Too busy running the yap. Hi, Kenny. I asked Mason's live. My email currently is not behaving. Oh, thank you, Sky. Thank you again. Yes, there it is. Alessio. I love it. I love it. And we're going to give Sky a thank you for that because she is so great. Thank you, darling. Thank you, thank you. Okay, I missed your guys' show. Last night was it last night, yeah, because I was in editing hell, so I missed a lot of stuff. Okay, there's that question again, Kenny. I don't know if you see it or if you're still here. Do you see it? Said I don't know. I think it's interesting. I don't wonder. I'm still waiting to see if Leanne is going to play around with the Geiger counter to see if that works. So I don't know if he's still here, sweetie, but if he is, I hope he could let us know. Kneeling on small rocks was punishment in prison camps. It's painful and really cruel. Yeah. And he was making them kneel on. When she told me that, I'm thinking, what? I flipped out on her. I said, I don't believe that you allowed him to do that. I think it's because she was afraid of him. Well, yeah, see, girlie, he was Puerto Rican. And that's his mother used to make him kneel on rice. So he did it to her girls. And I said, oh no. I said, if I find out you do that again, and I actually threatened to go there and beat him up. Because he was a little handsy with my friend. And I said, if I find out you abuse her or the girls again, I'm going to come over there and snap you in half like a twig. He was afraid of me. I only gave him that one warning. That I don't play around with. There's no reason to abuse any human being. Oh, Laura, we were writing a ghost. Yes, I remember you guys. You started the ghost writer, which I think is hilarious. I'm gonna have to go back and watch it. Like yesterday or last night, yeah, I was in here for like 5 hours, and then I finally just gave up because I was so angry. Kenny has Friday night show. Ask Donna and chat to ask him for you. Yeah, because Kenny, he must have just popped in to say hello and that was it. But I would definitely tonight ask the question. Because like I said, I did look it up quick, and I believe that in the 1930s, there was some paranormal investigators that used a Geiger counter. And I did put it in the magazine, the story, so that you guys could all read. I thought it was pretty interesting. I'm thinking it depends on where the location is and stuff like that. It might be a good idea to give it a go. I'll be gone for the weekend. We'll get my son to look at my phone after that. Don't want him messing with it right now before I will be home. Just helping a friend by doubling. Oh, body doubling. What's going on over there? What's going on? I don't know. Pam's got some weird stuff happening over there. I just saw Crow is coming on at 10 a.m. today. Of course he is. Well, I'm glad he's feeling better. Growing up, we only had to run faster than the belt chasing us. Yeah. It's funny because my mother used to say my grandparents never hit. If my grandmother did, she swatted you with like her slipper. But when my mother and them were growing up, she says that all my grandmother would do was take, the belt that they used to, the strap that they used to sharpen old razors. And my grandfather, that's how he shaved. And she, hung in the bathroom. All she used to do is take it over and sling it over her shoulder. And they all know, oh shit, we're in trouble. She never hit him with it. It was just the idea. There it is. Good morning, Cynthia. How are you? I originally came from outer western Sydney and came to Melbourne in 85, my ex, and I went back in 88 and came back in 95 with the current partner. Which do you prefer, Sydney or Melbourne? That's what I'm saying, Sarah Crow. I know he's usually on like at the ass crack of dawn, or like I'm just getting into bed and Crow's live. And I always tell him, I said, go on in the normal times. I'm not staying up till 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. That's too late for me. And I couldn't stay awake anyway. I guarantee I'd start watching it and then just pass out. Body doubling is a method to help someone with ALS or ADHD get things accomplished. You just need to be in the room with them. Oh, okay. That's good to know. I thought something that would measure static electricity, like how when it's a thunderstorm, you feel more energy. Well, with the well, I think you do. You pick up, there is more static electricity because of the thunderstorm. But I thought that would be that's a good question about the Geiger counter because of where you are in the world or what location, whatever you're picking. It's I think it might be beneficial depending on, I could be wrong. Kenny will let us know. Is something happening with the royal family? Ooh, I don't know. Is there? Is there? I keep tabs on the royal family. I love William and Kate. And I used to like Harry until he married Meghan. She's not a favorite of mine. Not that I'm aware of. I'm sure they would have told me. Come on, Pomp. We know you got the ins with the royal family. You see that stuff all online. Oh, this. It's all untrue. But I do follow actually the page, the official page for the royal family online. So if it's not on there, because I know that he's not. I don't know, he's not doing as well as everybody thinks he's doing. And of course, they're not saying what kind of cancer that he has. I mean, I'm thinking maybe prostate cancer, because you know how that works. The treatments usually go pretty good. Then you go into remission for a few years, and then it comes back with a vengeance. That's what my father-in-law passed away from. And that's pretty much the MO. He was, sick, did treatments, did great for a few years, and then it come back and his body was just loaded with it. So that's what I'm wondering, if that's what King Charles is going through. Oh, shit. To clarify, I meant Meghan Markle. My algorithm is filled with Markle hate. Yeah, I'm just not a fan of hers. I mean, she had an agenda, and Harry was very impressionable. And I mean, I'm not saying he was a saint, far from it, but I think that hot mess should have never happened. I always loved Will, such a cutie. Yeah, he is. And he's really a genuinely great guy. So I do think that he's going to change it up a bit. And he seems to be pretty fair. I thought he recovered. Oh, they said that he was improving. So I don't know. See, like I said, they're very vague on what they let you know. That's why I'm thinking maybe prostate cancer. The way Will put up that picture of his mama made me tear up a bit. Yeah. Good morning, Victoria. Good morning. Your man was just in here. I don't know if he left already. I didn't see him say goodbye. I might have missed it. Laura, my love, I am Crow Mod, and he sent me a crow signal. I must fly. Yeah, because he just went live, the brat. Okay, Sky, I get it. You got to go do your job. Go to work, have fun. But I can't leave. And see, that's the bummer. He went live, so now everybody's gonna run away and go hang out with Silly Crow. William's grounded, and he's an amazing wife. And yes, yeah, he is. I think he's gonna make a great king. Because he doesn't play around. He don't play no games. And I have no love for Camilla. I really don't. And then it kills me how she always bitches about the way people treat her in the snap. Well, not for nothing. You were the mistress. You're always going to have that label. Sorry. How is Susan today? What's Susan up to? Did you get your car back? Tell her, let's go. You need your ride. Pam says, I could be in two places at once. Yeah, see, I'm not going to go in there. I can't pay attention to this and then go and hang out, so. And Crow and Sag are famous for not paying attention to who's on and what's going on. They just show up, and yeah, they fly by the seat of their pants. So it's everyone for themselves. It's all men for themselves. Yes, Pinky's still here. And Betty's, you guys I love you guys. You guys are great. The Crow can wait. How dare he? I know. How rude. How rude. I guarantee he has no clue that I'm on. Yes, hopefully it'll last at least a year or so. Oh, good. That's misinformation. Laura Jan knew all about Camilla from day one. Yes, she did. No, I know that. Yep. I knew she did. I just still think it was dirty pool. And after a while, Diana wasn't innocent either. She, she played it up. But I don't blame her. You got some woman, taking your husband's attention. I'm telling you, that'd be the day I'd let that go on. Diana was just, he married her because they needed heirs. And she was the perfect one for that. Unfortunately, that's what they used her for. I'm saying besides I'm not allowed in Crows. Oh, Crow blocked you? He will be on for 5 hours so he can wait. Oh, well, he must be feeling better, so that's good. Yeah, Diana knew that revenge dressed hubba hubba. I know. Not for nothing. She was a beautiful woman. And I do honestly believe that she did love him, but it's he was hooked on old hag, so I just the way she presents himself and everything, I don't like her, Camilla. And she tries too hard. But there's always strings attached with that woman, so yeah. Pop not allowed, I'm not welcome by some. Yeah, we all face that, Keg. And I deal with that kind of stuff too when I book guests. And I did recently book somebody and they pulled out because they said that they had issues with some of the people in my chat. I'm thinking, what? I told you guys about that. Well, can't you rise above that and just, put your big boy pants on? I don't know. I think it's stupid, but whatever. He married Diana because they wouldn't let him marry Camilla. Well, yeah, because Camilla was married for one. And she was too old. They needed the virgin bride to give heirs. And Diana was the perfect pick as far as looks and age and lineage, because she had royal bloodline, and how all the rules are ridiculous, and the stuff that they have to. I would never live that lifestyle. No way. Because it's insane. The rules are insane. Yes, please hit the like button before you guys, run away on me. Hit the like button, comment, blow me a kiss, whatever. YouTube has not been very kind to me this month, so let them know that you come in here. I don't agree with her being queen. She's supposed to be consort. Exactly. Well, see, the thing is, it's going to be great is that if and when Charles does pass, William is just going to totally shit can her into a corner somewhere. So, and she knows it. She's going to lose pretty much all of her privileges and just, be an afterthought. Oh, thank you, Pom. Thank you. I've been into the crown jewelry drama and who can wear what and all. Oh, I know. And oh my God, have you seen some of the stuff those people have? Yikes. Let's give Pop a thank you. Thank you. Yeah! See, apparently they found out her bloodline wasn't as tickery-boo as they thought. Yeah. The whole situation showed the world how to screw up the royal family was back then. If Charles truly loved Camilla, he should have been allowed to. What came after could have been avoided. Yeah. Well, it definitely would have been a different story. We started a Be Kind campaign, and I ended up public enemy number 1. How did you do that? You're such a sweetheart, Kag. I can't believe it. It looks like things are already coming into place to keep Camilla and family in line. Oh, yeah. William's not playing. He's not playing. And there's just nothing. I don't know. We all expect a certain look, behavior, attitude when you're a royal, and she just doesn't fit it, it's just like, you picked up the trashy is in the house, and I don't know. She's just nothing royal about that woman. Thank you, Sarah and Leanne. It's nice to know it's not on my head. Being kind is a good thing. A pity people are assholes sometimes. You hit it on the head there, Pinky. Yes, they are. When you're on YouTube, it's what happens. Everybody at one time or another is misused or singled out. And it's never anything that we've done. It's just, rumor, hearsay. It's just, oh my God, it's awful. I hate having to deal with that stuff. That's why they let Harry bury Miss Bitchface. Talk about gold digger. Boy, that girl, she wants to be famous so desperately. And what a way to she latched on to a prince, became a princess, and started a whole mess of trouble. And Harry is just blind. He's just I don't know. She wheels him around like a puppy on a leash. It makes me sick, to be honest with you. It's like, Harry, man, get your balls out of her purse and step up to the plate, man. Sorry, everyone, but I have to go to an appointment. Have a great weekend, Laura. We need to do live together in the near future. I'm down. Let me know. I know you got a lot of stuff going on. Good luck at your appointment. You had a call. What is it? They think like, you're at work or something, Sage. How rude are they? Pops says, I may be many things, but asshole isn't one of them. Okay. Not for nothing, they think we all have a little bit of asshole in us. That's why I always tell everybody, I'm always pretty easy going, laid back. I like to get along with everybody. I'm a pleaser type of not overly pleaser, but I like to make things nice and everybody be nice. But there's a line. When you cross a certain line, then the bitch switch gets flipped. And, we all have that bitch switch. Yeah, I know. She's supposed to be modding and she's taking calls. How dare work? I mean, geez. They should just pay her for showing up. Markle is really something else. Harry is troubled, always has been. Meghan is taking advantage. Yes, she is. Yeah, you're right. If she did truly love him and care about him, she'd keep her mouth shut. It's different when you talk together with your spouse about things that are troubling you or things going on, but they made it public, and that was way out of line. Yes, he has, Pop. He is. He's lost. He's a lost person. All the fires have freaked Virgil out. He is out on the tractor tilling up a fire break around the. I don't blame him, Sage. It's scary. Just tell him to take it easy. Is the smoke still bad there? And he shouldn't be out in that smoke too much either, if it is. He's 81 and can work me in the ground because they're tough. Yeah, farm tough. We know a guy that, he does construction work all day. Then he comes home and works his farm. He doesn't get to bed till like maybe 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And then he's up by, 6 to start off. That's one tough SOB, man. Yeah, that's right. You have to love old farmers. They just keep going. It puts all the rest of us to shame. A bunch of sad sacks. They're up before the rooster crows, and then they're, out in the field all day. And then it's into the late hours. And then here we work just, 8 hours and we're like, oh, I'm so tired. The wind shifted and blew a lot of it out, but it's still a little smoky, but not near as bad as it was. Oh, good. Her Majesty was cold towards Meghan. It was because she could see her for what she was. Exactly. I don't care what anybody says. I loved the Queen. That was one tough woman. If you actually think about it and you do your research and see what is expected of them, this woman had no life of her own. Her life was dedicated to her job and to the people. And there's stuff that there's no way I could have done that job. She wasn't allowed to speak her mind on certain things. She couldn't have her own individual opinion publicly. A lot of sacrifice, I mean, and up until the day she died, I mean, my God, you've got to give her credit for that, because there's no way that we could have done stuff like that. Crow just went live. I got an alert. Yeah, I see it popped up. The Crowmeister. I lost a few. They all went to Crowland. My hay man is 96, hauls hay from 3 a.m. and then works on his own field farming in his third crop. Oh my God, 96. That's amazing. I swear my granddad used to wake the rooster. He probably did. He probably did, Cynthia. Probably went up there and gave him a little boot in the feathers and said, "Hey, you overslept." The Queen was I'm telling you, a lot of people criticized her. But then if you do your research and you read on what her job was, what she was allowed to do, not to do, we couldn't follow those rules. She took the job was serious, loyalty and service were serious to her. And yeah, so we knew that, she knew what Meghan was all about. But she held her tongue because she wanted her grandson to be happy. I became a huge fan after watching The Crown and went down a huge. I loved The Crown. That was a great show. But I've always been, a fan of the royal family. I just find it interesting. And actually, I think the hook was that my husband is actually related to the royal family. And we found that out through doing family tree stuff. The connection was between my husband and the royal family is William the Conqueror. My husband is related in that bloodline. And I told him, I said, we need to get over there and claim our castle. I want it. But my husband would make a terrible royal. Probably a really bad one. The Queen was an amazing person who lived an incredible life. Yeah. She gave up a lot on because of duty. She went against her father, the king's order, and joined the army. Yep. She wasn't afraid to get stuff done. You met her as a Boy Scout? Oh, that's so cool. So cool. Last 6 weeks, first has been out splitting wood in the morning before it gets too hot. I used to love splitting wood too, Leanne. It's not really good for my back and my arms. So I kind of haven't done it. And I've got a pile of it in the yard that needs to be split. And I told my sister, well, my sister loves doing it. She shouldn't do it either. I says, well, you could do it because I'm not going to do it. I always had a thing for Albert and Victoria. I don't know much, but they might be my next royal rabbit hole. Oh, it's interesting, yeah, to research them. Laura watched the movie King Ralph. Oh, yeah, that's my husband, Leanne. Because as you see him, yeah, at a royal function, and all the f bombs start flying and whatever. My husband, yeah, not a royal. So, and I'm never gonna get my castle, even though he's entitled to it. We found that out. Yeah, he's entitled to a title of duke, and there's a castle that goes with it. When I found that out, I'm like, oh, let's go. He's like, I don't think so. Make sure to invite us over. Oh, definitely castle party. I'm down. I used to like it okay, but since I wrecked my neck twice, it's not so much. And yeah, you can't your finger. Yeah, no splitting wood for usage. No splitting wood. The queen was a tough lady. She gave up a lot, and people used to bash her. And my husband used to say, I go, not for nothing. And then I would present evidence, contrary to what was being said. And then he thought about it. He goes, no, you're right. I said, who the hell could, we couldn't do that, put up with that. You have an opinion on stuff and you can't say anything. You got to hold your tongue. I wasn't overly a royal lover until the queen died. There was a lot of negative and derogatory comments here in Oz about her. Not everyone, but a lot. Yeah. And see, people don't see what she had to do. It's not an easy job. I mean, it's the same thing with the president here. Nobody loves the president. Trump, I've always said that Trump was an asshole as a person. He is. But being president isn't an easy job. I wouldn't want that job. I told my son, don't ever become president. Become famous. You make more money. Presidency, no matter who's in the White House, or you're not everybody's going to like them. Same thing, whoever's going to be king or queen, not everybody's going to like them. You can't make everybody happy. It just doesn't happen. Lady Laura, oh yeah. Get the castle and we can make it a haunted attraction. Well, damn Skippy, that every place in England is haunted. Come on, that's a given. The Duchess Laura. The Duchess of Rawhide. Yeah, Rawside. There you go. Yeah. That's funny. I should change the name. The Duchess of Rawside. And see, whatever was the next guy that was in line claimed the title in the castle. So he's in my crib, man. What's up with that? I told my husband, I said, "Oh, you're such a killjoy." They got pictures taken with her, not knowing she wasn't told. The queen told them Balmoral was a summer house and said to her butler, "Imagine their faces when they're told who I am." That's what it is. They want to have an escape too, just like the pressures. If you're actually a good president, you could well become target practice. Yeah. There's no fair play in politics. None. If you're not part of the clique and you don't play the game, you're out. People used to say Prince Philip put his foot in it sometimes, but tramp streets ahead. Oh, I'm sure. Well, yeah, they would have conversations. And I'm sure he gave his opinion and she would take it into consideration. Yes, the Duchess of Rawside is perfect. I know. Or you could be a bad president and stage 1 PM. Yeah, they're just you're not going to make everybody happy. And I said, I don't care what president has been in the White House. None of them have made everybody happy. It is what it is, She was blamed for a lot of things that happened here, but people don't realize she had real no authority to do anything. Exactly. She had to go through Parliament, and she was pretty much a figurehead. And yeah, she would put in her recommendations. And I mean, Parliament was worse than her as far as following rules and tradition. And so I'm glad that, Philip, because I just seen what Leanne put. William's going to change it up a bit. It's got to be modernized. And she knew that too. She knew that, you have to move with the times, but still not forgo, traditional values. Philip was quite a joker. Yeah, he had a great sense of humor. And then that's another one that, had to give up a lot because of the position that he held and the position that his wife held. A lot of men can't do that. Play the back seat to the wife. And you got to, toe the line, your place. And there's, a lot of people just can't do that. So it's tough. I could just imagine some of the arguments they might have had. Woo! Imagine fighting with the queen and being the only one allowed to tell her to, piss off because, you're married to her. Nobody else can get away with it. I have good news. Allison is off to the UK in August, so I get to form the business. Time to have fun. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. We won't rat you out. I know you guys were having... I remember you talking about having issues with the flight into the UK and that you pretty much canceled a lot of stuff because of issues. So it's terrible when other countries, start trouble and you have to stop your vacation plans. That's right, Kag. It may be wrong, but war was the only thing she had the final say on. Everything else was the prime minister. Yeah, exactly. Kag, she was a beloved figurehead in Canada. People that wanted to cause trouble would focus on the monarchy. Well, it's easy to blame that. It's her fault. Oh, she's a bitch. I know. I don't know if you can stand her. But there's a whole chain of command that's involved. And I just don't understand. Especially people that live there don't realize that. It's just not, she's don't have the final say or on most things. And Philip got my respect when he said to Elizabeth, not only are you my friend and my wife, but you are my queen. Yeah, how nice is that? And he truly loved her because why? No other guy would have put up with that. Royal or not. So while she's away, so we're all going to get Kag in trouble. We'll help her stir up some trouble. Oh, yes, cancel tours and have a break. It's nice to have a break. I can honestly say I haven't had a vacation in, it'll be 3 years if I don't go anywhere this year. The last 2 years was because of me taking care of Mom. But now that Mom is at rest, I have the time now to take off and just don't have the funds to go anywhere. The funniest thing Russell Howard said, do you think the Queen lay in bed, pull up the quilt cover and said, look, Philip, I'm a stamp? Oh my Oh God, I never heard that. That is funny. She's on a stamp. Oh my God, Kag. Yikes. She had to go through Singapore. Oh my. Holy mackerel. Boy, they really want to go, don't they? Oh, wow. That's pricey. Yeah, there's no way. I go as cheap as I can. I don't go very far. I go up on the mountain. I stay at a friend's lake house, which she lets me stay there for free, which is wonderful of her. And all I have to worry about is gas and food. That's all I have to worry about. The things being pretty tight here, there's not enough to supply food for my house and take a trip. So, yeah. And right now, the lake house is rented out for the summer. So I missed my window. So we won't be able to, if we do go, won't be able to go in until the autumn, which is okay with me because I'll go there at any time of the year. I don't care. And the only price I have to pay is spend time with my friends, and I cook dinner for everybody. So I need to bring enough groceries to feed 4 people. And that's the way vacation. Yeah, I don't spend a lot. Well, before that I had met my friend, we used to just hook up the camper and head up the mountain and go into the woods and just set up. And I loved that. I loved that. But now I'm getting older. It's harder for me to set up a pop-up camper. It's my back can't take it. And I would love to get a different, like a travel trailer, a smaller one, just big enough for me, my husband, and the dog. And I just want to put it somewhere and be able to drive up there and then unlock the door and walk in. You get to that stage in life where you're like, oh, I don't have time to put this thing together. And it's really not hard. It's just, it takes a lot out on your back. When you have if anybody's ever managed a pop-up, you know what I'm talking about. He also has the national anthem tune in the Queen's voice sung. I'm watching Bargain Hunt. What will I have for lunch? Maybe some chips. Oh, jeez. She had a great sense of humor. And I love it when she did that clip there with the James Bond. Because they were going to use a double. And she goes, oh, no, I want to do it. And I thought that was just brilliant. I would have liked to have met her. And she seemed like a nice lady. But that time is done. And I admit, I actually, I cried when she passed. Just like when Diana passed, I cried. It was, not for nothing. You watch these people your whole lives. And so it's like losing a family member. Crying out loud. I remember recording the wedding of Charles and Diana. I have that on a VHS tape. I recorded it. And then here we go down the road where I actually recorded William and Kate's wedding. Vacation and hunting part, a fixed part of food issue. You need one of those cute little pull behinds. Well, this is what we have. It's a pop-up camper. We hook it up to the truck, and it's sleeps 6 people. So I mean, it's a nice size camper. It has a full, I have a little kitchen in it, and it also has an outside kitchen if we need to hook that up, which I don't never use, but what you have to do is when you set it up, then you got to crank to open it up. Then you have to pull the beds out, and then you have to lift them up and put the support bars under. And I'm getting my arms and back are saying like, I don't think so. So I always wanted to trade it in and upgrade to just a regular travel trailer where you could just park it and open the door and push a couple of buttons that opens up, and there you go. But that didn't happen. Maybe someday. I was pricing RVs to take to Niagara Falls. It's an 8-hour drive for me. Still $2,000. Yikes. Peaky likes Marmite sandwiches. End of an era. Yeah, it was. I cried 2 years in Lincoln. She's the only one that I knew too, Pomp. I mean, you grew up, even though I don't live there, she's my queen. That's who she is, It's No one of the bubble campers. Open the door, go in. Well, the one time we were going to get a fifth wheel, which is a big camper. And my husband and I, this is when my husband had a really good job. And we went around shopping and we found it was on sale for $30,000. That was sale. So it tells you it was, I'm telling you, we walked in there. It was better than my house. I said, we could sell the house and live in this. It was beautiful. So we were getting ready to go through and do what we had to do to get it. Of course, it's the kind of thing where you just have to put it at campgrounds and leave it. And don't you know, like a week later, my husband lost the job. So it's a good thing we didn't, because we would have lost the camper and I would have been devastated. So yeah. Right, I'm off to sleep, everyone. Okay, Keg, thanks for hanging out with us, sweetie. Get some rest. And we'll see you soon. I was 4 and dressed as a pearly king at the Silver Jewelry. Yeah, I can talk. Jubilee, there it is, at 77. Oh, how cool, Pop. How cool. Lots of people do sell their houses and travel. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of traveling. That causes some anxiety issues with me, but we were going to get it, and we have several places up north where you can leave your campers all year, and you put up decks and all that. It's like your second home, and that's what I wanted. Leave it up there, and all I got to do is, okay, honey, we're gonna go up to camp, throw clothes and food in the truck, and drive up and open the door and turn everything on. That's what I wanted. Where with the pop-up, it's great. You could travel anywhere with it, set it up anywhere, on the side of the road if you have to. And, it was convenient. But like I said, now that I'm older and my back and my arms are telling me I'm not doing this no more. So we don't use it as much. It's still in great condition. We just don't use it as much. Static caravan, as it's cheaper than a room, but you can't stay all year. Now see here, some people do that here, even though the winters are pretty rough. I mean, if we lived in an area where it was warm all year, yeah, I would probably, because it's like living in a little home, like those tiny homes. These little campers are pretty much for 2, about the size of your pop-up when it's closed, but taller. Okay. Yeah, mine's a Coleman pop-up. That's called the Coleman Carmel. And once you set it up, pull out the sides. It's got 2 queen size on one side, full size on the other, and then in the dining area that drops down into another full size. So it sleeps 6 people. And then in between the dining table and the bed, you've got a little kitchen where it's the sink, 4-burner stove, which they don't offer anymore. I have a little mini fridge. It has a furnace, so if you get cold, you just turn the furnace on. And then we have an attachment that you hook up outside to a gas line, and you have an outside kitchen. The only thing it doesn't have is a bathroom, which I could probably install one, because there's a cabinet that's like right next to the queen bed that I could probably put in a small bath shower type thing, but I never did it. So we just have, the camping porta potty, which is no big deal, and comes in really handy if you're in the middle of the woods and you've got to go. I'm not walking out in the woods at that time of night, so that pot comes in handy. Piggy, I read that as lemonade sandwich. I was trying to wrap my head around it. You're tired, Leanne, and delirious. Lemonade sandwich. excuse me, I'd love a tiny home, but friends say no. Oh, excuse me, because they're a fortune now. Because they're popular, they cost a fortune. But I told myself, oh, they would be such a cool idea. After my father passes and I sell this house, and my husband goes, but there's no room for stuff. I said, well, we don't need stuff. I thought, tiny home, less maintenance, more comfortable. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll probably end up getting like a little bungalow type place or something. A couple of bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. It's going to be about it. I told him at this point, I don't care. I'd take a double wide trailer on a patch of grass. I just maintaining a 2-family home is hard. And I don't want to be a landlord, so I'll just sell it, take the money, and run. Yes, Pump, but people eat weird things. Yes, they do. You're right. I guarantee you there's probably somebody out there that does eat a lemonade sandwich. They probably put dry lemonade mix on bread and then Crow's case some mayonnaise. God. The only way a tiny home works is if you can build it yourself. Yeah, because they're oh God, they're expensive. I mean, some of them you could spend almost $100,000. Well, if you're going to spend that, I want more than a tiny house. I'm not going to pay that kind of money to live in a shed. I mean, I'm sorry. We even thought about that for as a camp, buying those sheds that they have now that are really big. And they have it set up where you can turn them into a camp. You buy them bare bones and then you have it wired, or they'll actually offer to wire it for you. I think they would make great little camps, because we thought about doing that at one time, because we're not too far from the St. Lawrence River. So you go to Alex Bay and stuff, and you could buy an island up there. So we figured we'd buy a little island, put the little camp on it, and there you go. But that's when we had a boat. We got rid of the boat because the boat is nothing but a money sucker. All you do is put money in a boat. So we got rid of the boat. So if you don't have a boat, you can't get to the islands. Stuff gets in the way and gathers dust. I know I have loads of stuff out. I know I weed stuff out all the time. I need to do it again. Like we were talking about with the dolls and stuff with Cynthia's show, and God love her mother has got all those dolls. I had to stop collecting because I'm thinking, wait a minute, we're getting overrun here. So I weeded out, kept my favorites, got rid of the rest, and that's no more dolls. No more dolls. I was looking out the window and thought, poor Finn cat. His girlfriend is trying to get his attention, but he just got neutered and isn't interested. He's like, yeah, sorry, sweetie. I got clipped. I will come to the island. Yeah, that was a cool idea at the time. But we don't go up to the river anymore. I mean, it's a 2-hour ride for us to get there. I don't want to travel 2 hours to go to my vacation spot. So when I go up on the mountain, it's, 45 minutes, depending on where we're going, shorter or less, or more or less. It's quick. I don't want to spend the time traveling. I want to spend the time relaxing. When we always would go up to this other place camping. For years we went, and I brought a friend one year. And she says, "Oh, we're gonna go into town for souvenir shop." I said, "Listen, I've been coming up here my whole life. I got enough souvenirs." I said, "I paid a lot of money to be here." I said, "My fat ass is gonna sit in a chair and look at the lake." I don't need to go to town. You could probably get the castle and then sell it. Yeah, no, if I get a castle, I'm keeping it. And I'd have to open it up for tours because that's the only way we'd be able to pay to maintain it. I know it. I would have to look in. I don't know. I'd have to look up the I'd have to look it up to see which castle it was because I don't remember. I don't remember the title either. All I know is a Duke of something. My husband's case, the Duke of Earl. 2-room tent, area rug, air mattress, cast iron. Sweetie, I'm telling you, I used to do that. My old ass can't get up off the ground no more. I've got 3 huge tents in my attic and all of that stuff. We did it for years. And then even when my son was a baby, I used to bring the playpen and all that so he could sleep in that. And it got to be where, yep, I can't get up off the ground no more. My back's killing me. So that's when we upgraded to the pop-up camper. And I love my pop-up camper. But now it's getting, my body's like, no, you're going to have to ask the young ones to come help set me up. I use a grill from an old barbecue to set. Oh, I have that too. Yep. To sit over the fire. I love cooking over a fire pit. Oh, God. I don't care what anybody says. Cooking over wood fire is the best. The food is just awesome. And I'll do that sometimes in the yard. I'll fire up the fire pit we got in the yard and put the grill over the top. Nothing like a hamburger done over. Oh, God. And see, I was describing that one time to a guy that I know, and he looked at me like I was insane. I go, well, then how the hell do you go camping? Well, his idea of going camping is bringing the barbecue grill with him, putting it on the boat. I'm thinking, it's not camping. I said, you're crazy. So he's one of those, city people that, glamping, I guess is what they would call it. Because like you told him, I said, well, you sleep in the tent on the ground. And the look of horror. I'm thinking, I said, buddy, you don't know what camping is. No clue. You got to go and get the water because the water's not hooked up to no building. Carry it back in a jug, and you got to boil it to do dishes and everything else. Yeah. I finally did have to build a folded frame for the air mattress and bought a triple thick air mattress with a pump. So I'm getting up off the ground. And yeah, we did that. We bought one of those ones that fill up themselves. The air mat. It was a beautiful air mattress, but it was still just, I'm just too old for that stuff. So all that stuff sits in the attic. I should have a huge sale and get rid of all of it because nobody's using it. Good morning, Wayne. How are you? The tents are expensive. Good morning, John. Hey, welcome in. Good to see you. So it would be camping heaven for young people. You got 3, and they're all like 2. Well, we've got 1 3-room cabin tent and 2 2-room cabin tents. And then, of course, all the air mattresses, all of they can't have my Coleman stove, but all the stuff, the screen house, all of it. And it just sits there. But Laura, get the castle, have the family area, quarantine off, have a building maintenance worker and partner, and you can run a B&B with the rest and get your cut. That's a good idea. It's a good idea. Yeah, my husband's not having it. He's not going to England, so I'm not going to get in my castle. They have a row of vehicles the kids call... Oh, it jumped on me. I have a row of vehicles the kids call the graveyard. A couple of RVs. Oh, do you? I enjoy it. I really do. You get away from life and like I said, all these people, we're going to go hiking or we're going to go do this or we're going to do that. When I was younger, yeah. Now I just want to sit in the lawn chair. And it's actually the only time I drink is when we're on vacation. You sit in the chair with a cocktail and look at the lake. And then you get up, you walk down, you go swimming for a little bit. You go take a nap, then you get up, have something to eat. But the last few times that I did go on vacation, I brought work with me. So I was doing shows from the lake house. And I would have loved to have been able to do it so that you guys could have seen the lake. But every time I did, it was a glare. So it didn't show up good. So I always did it from inside the house. Maybe if we do get up there this year, which I'm not going to hold my breath because it doesn't look like we're going to, I could do it maybe from my phone. Maybe it would turn out better if I did it from the phone. I wish I had time to spend all summer doing it before they started food service companies. I wanted to be a travel camp cook for the MP. Oh, that would have been nice. One day I was giving directions to my house. I realized I was far too redneck when I said, now go past the RV, that part of the... Oh my God, that's so funny. Because when we lived in Missouri, we used to get directions like that. Now you go down route such and such, and then when you see the big red farm that belongs to so and so, you make a left there. And I was dying laughing. Now, if you get up to where there's that lone cow in the field, you've gone too far. Lord, I know. But you'd have to knock me out. They'd have to knock me out cold, get me there, and then I'd be stuck there because I wouldn't want to fly back. I honestly do believe that I should have been born in England. It just didn't happen that way. Yeah, I'm going to swim. I'm a pretty good swimmer, but I can't go that far. Take a right at the big rock. Yep, that's friggin' funny. But that's how they give out directions. But they do that up north here too. They'll say, well, you go up, Route 28. And then when you see the giant rooster, you make a left because there's somebody up there that has a giant a rooster. And then there's another one. It's like a giant man that's fishing by the big rock. So, it's funny how people give you certain landmarks. Good luck with that, fam. Glug. Oh, I could use a floaty. I could use a pool floaty pump. Put a sail on it. Actually, that was my brother-in-law's idea for us, my sister and I, to sell Lebanese food up north, and with a food cart. And that's a great idea. Until we found out, actually this year, somebody's opening up a Lebanese restaurant up there. So I said, well, that takes care of that problem. And that's how we give directions. I live in the city and confuse people. Do you do it on purpose? My problem is I know where I'm going, just like you guys, where you're going. So then when somebody asks you directions, my problem is I don't remember directions with street names. So I'm like, oh shit. I said, if I'm driving, I could just show you, or if I was in the car with you, I could just show you. As far as the street names go, forget it. It's terrible. No pump, those are my hillbilly directions. Yeah. Now here we'll say, okay, well, you go this street, you go up so many blocks, and then you're going to turn onto this street, and then, but I never remember the street name. It's terrible. I'm thinking, oh, and then I got to really think about it. I'm thinking, oh, okay, what street comes next? I just think, you got GPS. ask them. Or take the right next to the giant totem pole. Yeah, that's up north here. Smoke Shop Bear said, yep. I'm crud with the dresses. Not anymore. I checked into it again a couple of years ago. I have to go through companies and they do one location for employees for the year, no traveling to other locations. Oh. Yeah, it's hard. Once somebody gets established somewhere, you can't, it's hard for other people to get in. And then there's all of the, you have to get all the permits and all of that. And everything's a hassle. You just can't, get like a food cart and do your, do your job and make people happy, because then, the government has to step in. Oh, do you have this? And then you have to pay. Pay is always involved. And we go through that, here, like in the village that I live in, that you have to have permits for almost everything, because God forbid, the village don't get their hands in your wallet. And then when we were setting up the pool, the first pool that we put in when we moved in here, I know somebody had threw in my face, you were supposed to have a permit for that. I go, yeah, well, I pay the taxes on the property, and they're not going to tell me what I can and cannot put in my yard. And I'm not paying the village $50 to put up a pool. And I didn't do it this time either. I didn't get a permit. I don't care. Go ahead. I'm not taking it down. Forget you. Remember printing out MapQuest directions before any road trip in the night? Actually, we didn't print. We still had the road atlas. We always had a road atlas in the truck. And I remember if we were going on a long trip, that I remember like the first time we were going to Missouri, I had it all mapped out, all highlighted, pages folded over, so I know what state we were in and where we were going. We still have actually a couple of road atlases. Because sometimes GPS, and I remember when you used to buy the GPS, you put it in the vehicle, and it would take you to all this shit turns and all these crappy ways. It was just ridiculous. And then I remember one time we were going to be on our way back home from Missouri, and my brother-in-law was a truck driver. He goes, here. And he just wrote it down on a piece of paper. He knew every road and turn, and he wrote it all down, and we had no problems whatsoever. He was dead on. We made it home in perfect time. I was floored. And that was all from memory, from being a truck driver for so many years. Miss Betty's taking off. Okay, sweetie, you have a great day. Yeah, we got about 10 minutes before we hit the 2-hour mark. Which is all right, because my stomach's starting to grumble. I got to find something to eat. I hate the end of the month, because then you're down to bare bones. So I have no clue what I'm going to throw together. I'll find something. I'm still sipping on the coffee. Laura, do you do permits over inflatable non-permanent pools, or do you need one for that too? Wayne County only requires them for permanent ground pools. Yeah, no, you have to have them for permanent pools. But even with the temporary pools, the yard still has to be fenced in. If it's not fenced in, they make you take it down. But see, if you've got, an inn with some of the people that are on the village council, you can get away with that. Because we have a person that's across the street from us. They have a huge above ground pool with the deck, and their yard is wide open. And my sister questioned them one time. She goes, well, why don't you have to have a fence? Oh, we know people. See the dirty pool? I mean, our yard's all fenced in, but I wasn't getting no permit. It's like, well, bullshit. Same thing when we put the shed in the yard. You're supposed to have a permit. Yeah, well, sucks to be you because it ain't happening. I get if you're doing a major build. Like if we were going to have the porches redone, okay, you pay the money because it's a building permit. But if you're putting together a shed that you bought it's a kit, they're going to make you, and it's going to be permanent. They're going to want money for that? No, I don't think so. The captain of local police fire, we dug in ground 8-foot deep pool and used a fire hydrant to fill it. Today I found out he was corrupt. Oh, jeez. People used to do that back in the day. Use the fire hydrant. Because it costs a fortune. I hate to see when my water bill comes. Because we filled up the pool and I told my husband, well, brace yourself. It's going to be a little high than usual. But, how else are you going to fill them up? We can't get away with the fire hydrant no more. People used to do that a long time ago. Well, see, what they used to do is also, all you'd have to do is give a donation to the fire department, and then they would come and hook up the hose to the hydrant and fill your pool for you. It'd take 2 minutes. I don't even think they do that anymore. Because God forbid they don't, like I said, county doesn't get their money. Hello, Julie. How is Julie today? It's all about who you know. What's the old saying? Who you know and who you blow. I think that's still the way it is. If you got friends in any of the county offices, you can get away with murder. It's amazing. Sage is getting hungry too. Yeah, I know. It's just my stomach start going. They have to make sure that all the health and safety regulations are followed, and they get private parks going. Companies, yeah, you got to make sure. Yeah, that's the thing. Then that's another thing I was telling my brother-in-law. The food cart, you got to make sure everything is sterile. I mean, I want it sterile anyway, but there are so many things you have to follow, and you get inspected. They inspect it. Which we should be thankful for. I mean, you're going to be eating this stuff. You don't want to get sick. But like as I've said, I've seen some videos in other countries where you get the street vendors, and these people make everything on the ground, which really skeeves me out. I mean, put up a little table or something to prepare the food. No, it's all on the ground. And then you see them there. They're mixing up something in a bowl, and then behind them where all the supplies are, you got rats running through it. I'm thinking, oh, God. Don't eat there. Like I'm saying, and Justin's going to India. They're famous for that. They always say, you don't drink the water and don't eat the street food because, yeah, Justin will be spending the whole time in the outhouse. Now you're making my stomach growl. I'm sorry. It's a good thing you can't hear mine. It's letting me know. Tired, had 2 dates yesterday. You loose woman, you. Click the like button and the YouTube algorithm will take you out to dinner and a dance. Yes, slap that button. Julie's having a good old time. We're going to live vicariously through Julie. I don't see them washing their hands either. Yeah, it's just not good. Now, there's a lot of shows on YouTube that I watch that are based in Vietnam. I'm telling you, those people are always in water, always washing their hands, washing their feet, So I wouldn't mind eating out of their kitchens. Everything is just, and then you see them, you're reading the subtitle. Oh, go wash your hands. You can go wash your feet. And they have a thing about always washing their feet. Of course, they wear flip-flops all the time. So they're very clean people. So that's a good thing. They even call it Delhi Belly. Yeah, I wouldn't. New Delhi Belly. Oh boy, yeah. God, I hope Justin doesn't eat any of that stuff. I don't even know why. Why is he going there? Is it just somewhere they wanted to go, or he's going there for a specific reason? I didn't catch why. Not for nothing. I think a lot of things in India are beautiful, But when you go to places like that, that's the worry, the food and the water issue. And then he was talking about the bathrooms where it's just a hole in the floor. It's, a lot of Asian places are the same way. Where we have porcelain toilets, they have porcelain like plates in the floor. And, you put your feet there and you squat. They'd squat down to go to the bathroom. So it's really different from what we're used to. I can see it now. I squat down, I'd fall over. End up on my face. Ass up in the air. Yeah. I love Indian food, but where I lived in California, we have so many different cultural things that it's like hard to pick a fave. Same thing here. We have so many things here, so many restaurants. But I do have some favorites. But California is, overload. You can get anything you want. How do people with bad news pop a squat in those places? I know a friend of mine had gone to, where did they go? I think it was Japan. I think they went to Japan. And they cater to the business people and the visitors. So like if you and I were to go there, all of the hotels and stuff are catered to, to us. As far as like, the bathrooms and all of that goes, where the local people, there's a lot of people on the outskirts, they still just go to the bathroom outside. In a ditch or something. Where in the major cities is where they've got all of the fancy stuff. And so he was really surprised about that. Why do you have to pick a favorite? Yeah, good question, Pomp. Just eat everything. Oh my God. Well, my mom was about 60. She went fishing for the last time. She found him to never go again because she went to go pee in the woods and slipped and fell in a pile of poo. She had a wobble in her squat. Hey, I feel for her. I remember the very first time I was out in the woods, I had to go to the bathroom. And I'm like, oh, I've never done this. And yeah, I peed all over my pants. So then what I had to do was take them off. I had to go and wash them in the river and dry them on a rock so I could put them back on. So you learn quick. So I need to go to California to get what I want. That's right, Julie. Saw her running towards us in the lake. She sat in the lake screaming, and we laughed as well. You picked poops. Yeah, she picked the spot. Yep. That's friggin' funny. Ethiopian food is so good too. Oh, I've never had it. I've seen some of it. It doesn't look too bad. What happened? Video says it's unavailable. What do you mean unavailable? We're still going. Oh no. Oh no. Justin is going to stay with a friend. Oh. And they invited him. Oh wow. Okay. Well, good luck. Good luck to him. Hopefully he doesn't get sick. When I get back on back roads. I drop the tailgate of the pickup and prop the cheeks on the tailgate and go there. When you gotta go, you gotta go. Okay, I'm back. I have no clue what happened. Oh no. Some technical difficulties. I'm glad you're back, Leanne. So we're actually, Leanne, we're in the conversation of food and bathroom use. It's a mix. It's a mix of hodgepodge. Oh, my back just cracked. That's a good thing. Us men do have it easy there. Unexpected pee isn't an issue. Yeah, I know. Seriously, it's not. Of course, for the longest time, I wouldn't do that. I would just hold it. When the older I got, I'm like, oh, screw this. And not for nothing, sometimes going behind a bush is a lot cleaner than some of these restrooms. Because I've done that once. We stopped at a gas station one time years ago, Massachusetts. I walked into the bathroom, walked back out. My husband's like, what happened? I go, that thing is filthy. Oh my God. It was filthy. I was horrified. And I said, no, I'm going to the bushes. I'll be back. There you go, Julie. Go to San Francisco. Girlie will take you out on the town. Never a dull moment. I hope not. I have a she, we, and P in the back wheel like a dude. Is that easy to use? I don't know. I just go out in the woods and find a bush. And just hope you don't sit on some poison ivy or something. So always look around before you drop trout, guys. You don't want to end up with an itchy keister. Julie needs to venture out. Get out of where she is. Of course, she might not go back home. Some women can pee standing. That's a talent. Definitely a talent. Of course, if you're in a situation where there's nowhere you can be really hidden well, you just open up both doors on the vehicle and you squat in between. That's the best you can do. I went to a funeral recently and went to go in the bathroom. Someone must have done something bad in there. I walked in, threw up. Oh my God! Walked back out. Oh, I gotta go. She said, "What happened?" Girlie, you would have threw up in this bathroom. I walked in. I was horrified. It was a Shell gas station. This was in the 80s. And I'm telling you, somebody went in there, did number 2, filled the toilet up with that and toilet paper. And it was overflowing onto the floor. And yeah, I almost threw up all over. I said, that's it. It was just disgusting. And come on, you're telling me that the gas station owner didn't know it was like that? I have to hit look mode, everyone. I got to pick up a friend from the airport later and need to sleep for a while. That's okay, Pam, because actually, yeah, we're past the 2-hour mark. We always go over. That's okay. But I'm going to let everybody go because I've got to go find something to eat. I'm starving. I'll pick through whatever leftovers I scrape up. Julie, what we do as well as tell them we're doing a trout scavenger hunt and that you need to take a picture with the hot guy. And then we'll just introduce you to the guy. Hey, there you go. See, she's got it all set up for you, Julie. We could take Julie 21 of those rage rooms and get to smash stuff. That sounds like fun. Actually, my son just did that recently. He thought it was a little high price, but he said it was kind of fun. So there's a date. Julie, you got it all hooked up. You just got to get to California. But you guys, I appreciate you guys hanging out, even though the Crowmeister went live. I'm glad you stuck with me. And always thanks for the support. I really appreciate it. Let's see what's going on. It's Friday. So yeah, I won't be on again until Sunday night for the miniatures. Of course, well, you never know. I might pop on. But if I tear the studio apart, then yeah, everything might not be hooked up. When I move stuff around. But I usually do that pretty quick because I hate to have such a mess. But until then, you guys enjoy your Friday. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe out there. Sage, stay out of the smoke. Leanne, if I am up for it, I'm going to streak by your house later. Until then, guys, have a great day. Oh, yeah, I got a smoothie in the freezer. Ha ha ha. Smoothie, here I come. You guys have a good one.